What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's time for episode 18 of Tigers Franchise, and we've got ourselves a postseason stretch run here. It is August 28th. We sit in a dead heat with the Minnesota Twins at 70 and 57. Baltimore joins us at 70 and 57, so we're the top three wild cards. Obviously, one of Detroit and Minnesota, ourselves, I should have said, is sitting in the division, the others in the wild card, but then with Baltimore there, those are the top two teams, so nothing's guaranteed. Absolutely nothing. But we seem positioned for, even if we don't get the division, that we should get a wild card. We need the division though, okay? That's not suggesting that we're going to be fine with wild card. We want to make the playoffs, but we want the damn division, okay? It's important. So, when I last left you, we had taken 3 straight from Houston, which was nice. They're nothing to write home about. They're quite bad at 47 and 80, but you got to win those. And sweeping anybody's difficult, plain and simple. Now we get Seattle, who's another quality team, sitting at 76 and 51, so they're even better than us. We got them for 4 before we turn the calendar to September and the stretch run begins. Now, I went over this last episode, but if you didn't make it till the end, we start with a trip to New York to visit the Yankees, and they're 68 and 58, quite good. Then we come home to face Minnesota, the beginning of a home and home. We will get them 2 weekend series in a row, and can you imagine how fun those would be? Both Minnesota and Detroit fans, when their teams are good, they show out. And frankly, I think they support pretty well when the teams aren't that great. It's hard to stay at capacity when the teams are bad, but I think both those cities really support their ball clubs there. But anyway, in this scenario, if this was happening in real life, Comerica and Target Field would be electric. Meanwhile, we get a home and home with KC, kind of sandwiched around the 2 Minnesota series. First, we go to visit them, then they come to visit us. Then we stay at home, and Cleveland comes to visit. And for those that don't know, Cleveland's sitting at 63 and 64. They're not too bad. KC at 57 and 72, but they're a division team, so we can't take them lightly. Then we head out to Miami, a little party. Except, no, don't party. They're 50 and 77. You got to go down there and take care of business. Then we come home, then we stay on the road. We head back up the east side there, drop off at Baltimore. Remember, they're tied with us right now at 70 and 57. That's going to be a difficult series. Then we come home, we face San Francisco. There's 58 and 69, a little bit of a reprieve perhaps, but then we gear up for San Diego, last series of the season, 68 and 60. It's going to be a hell of a run. Let's see what we got. I did restart the computer right before I started this. I didn't open anything else that I didn't need. Let's see if it runs faster, and if not, then I don't know. Then it just kind of is what it is. But I swear not all my sims are running this slow, which makes me think there's either the computer was running too hot, or, too long and slowing things down, or something with this sim just drags it. But let's get into the Seattle series. Kind of looking over some things. One thing I was looking over right before I went on air, or started recording, I should say, was whether or not Franklin DeCosta should stay in the rotation. We put him in, and he's got a 4.58 ERA, 1.16 WHIP. He's been starting in the majors for us exclusively. He relieved in the minors, and obviously a 1.16 WHIP is very good. 4.58 ERA is fine. I mentioned last episode how it seemed every starter was taking a turn on the shellac train, just getting absolutely tattooed in an outing, and he took his turn. 7 earned in 2 2/3 at Cleveland. And the thing of it is, he's already a 4-5 inning guy at his best. So you drop a 7 bomb in 2 2/3, that's going to do an outsized impact relative to how often he pitches. We're talking 8 starts. His ERA went from 2.41 to 5.06. So I feel like I can't really judge him off of ERA here. You never really can judge a guy solely off of ERA. You're going to be making a mistake. But we're certainly not looking at that saying, oh, he definitely needs to be moved. The one reason I was asking, though, was we have 3 lefties. We used to have 4, so it's not as overstuffed as it was with lefties. But we have Ronnie Enriquez, who has definitely started for us in the past. Has 5 starts this year, in fact, and went pretty well. So we could put him back in. Or Wilmer Flores, who sits at 55, 60, 60. And let's see, he'll probably go down in stuff as a starter. Yeah, he goes to 50, but that's still a little bit better than DeCosta. So I wonder if, let's take a look at, say, like a big series here against Seattle. Do we look at their versus lefty versus righty and maybe try to set it up that way? I don't know how well we can do with this. By the way, they cook lefties. 677 win percentage, 572 against righties. Also, for the stretch run, we got Charlotte. I don't know if you see Cam there. Look at her being a little ham. Look at that little pot roast. Just jiggling around like a little goober. I love that dog. Anyway, had to bring her in for the stretch run. She's our mascot, our good luck charm. Yeah, I know it says the Tigers, but she's our mascot. Don't get it twisted. Anyway, so I wonder if maybe a righty works better here. 572 win percentage is still quite good, so we're not going to get some major advantage. Maybe we take a look at the lineups and we see, I mean, it's J-Rod and Tucker are their best guys. They got Kyle Tucker, by the way. They traded for him. Juan Pinto, Juan Mercedes, and Tanner Witt. Oof. They kind of stole him, y'all. They kind of stole him. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm necessarily seeing an edge to be had. Offense isn't really their carrying card. Tucker's their best guy. J-Rod's their second best guy. They're basically interchangeable studs. One righty, one lefty. I think we stick with what we got. But maybe for some other series, we investigate it a little bit further and say, hey, we're coming up against this team here. And if it works, right? Like Minnesota, for example. Let's see what they're all about. They're 515 against lefties, 563 against righties. So maybe our left-handedness works well against them and we stick with it. And then, I don't know. Is there maybe another team we look at? Maybe down the stretch. If Baltimore or them, I don't know, just something to think about because we have some righties we could mix in if a team really kills lefties, and it's looking like Skubal, Ashby, and DaCosta get in. But that's only in a 4-game set, which is what we've got here, and it will be DaCosta, Skubal, Ashby, and Olsen. DaCosta, Skubal, Ashby. So they will get 3 of the 4 being lefties. Job is the only one who won't pitch. I thought I had it in the right order, by the way. I thought I reset that last time to where everything should have been set. Although with the off days, it can get reconfigured because they'll skip back up to Scoop, right? That's when you do always start the highest rester, you're getting your best guys in. So off days can kind of cycle back to them and skip the 5th. So that makes sense. Let's just roll. Here we go. Seattle, Thursday, beginning of a 4-game set in Detroit. And Torkelson gets a concussion. He's going to be nicked up for about a week. I don't think we should get too cute with it. He gets moderate down the line that he's affected by. I think we throw him on the 10-day. I mean, we need him. We need him badly. But we need him to go heal and then get right that way. Wait. 15 days? First off, is there not a concussion IL that I could have put him on? So I already kind of regret that, but like, I thought it was 10 day. It went back to 15. Am I stupid? I don't know. I'm gonna look into this here real quick. I'm not gonna change anything. I just want to see. But for some reason, I thought 10 day. Although in fairness, it's only saying, oh, see this. Oh no, he has a week left. IL time left in days is 11. So that's not 15 either. Okay, well, it's fine. I'll leave it. Maybe it's saying 11 because it's counting this day right here, like the day of, and there still has to be 10 days. Okay, so that makes sense. Anyway, we lose 5-0. That sucks. We got 3 hit by George Kirby and Diego Castillo. Mostly George Kirby. He went 8 2/3, 3 hits, 2 walks, 6 Ks. DaCosta wasn't great. It didn't matter though. We didn't score shit, so who cares what he did, you know? We can't put that on him. We should get another player for Torque being out. That would make a lot of sense. And I'm already beginning to think that my restarting the computer did not do anything, but whatever. I'll get mad about that offline. All right, Arelvis could come up and maybe just deliver some pop. Maybe we go for that. Sergio Mendoza has been hitting all right down at AAA, which is nice. He doesn't play first, obviously. So I don't know what that would look like then. We could put Watanabe in at first, and then we just need a DH. That really lines up perfectly for Arelis. Let's just try to spike some power. Mendoza's a totally different build. He's for, you know, defense. Bring up, like, you know, defensive outfielder gets hurt, we go to somebody like that. For this, we're trying to replicate some offense or replace some offense, and frankly, we just want somebody who could possibly mash. All right, let's get Watanabe back in the 5 spot here against righties. Oh, wait, this is the left-hand line. I was like, I thought I had Jace Young leading off. I was very confused there for a minute. How's Jace doing against lefties? Okay, terribly, yes. Should we just play Arias? Should we just straight up platoon him? Maybe? Like, I know Jace has been the hot thing this summer, but we're trying to win ball games, and he cooks righties and he does not cook lefties. Small sample or not, he is also a lefty. Like, I'll still mix him in. I'll go every other even. But I think for now, we're going to start Arias. Now, versus righties, let's fix the proper lineup here. And I think we're going to put Watanabe still coming around. He kind of is. I mean, he struck out 32% of the time in August. He kind of outran that, so good for him, but that's dangerous. I think Bragg just makes sense. I mean, he just gets on base, you know, 10% walk rate. 334 OBP is not amazing, but certainly not bad either. So let him get on base. Kind of got a power alley here with the Damas, Watanabe, Elvis, and we'll see what that can do. All right, we go to game 2 against Seattle. Let's get one here. Come on. Can't go down 0-2 at home in a 4-game set. Please do not do that to me. 6-1 win. Let's go. That's what we like to see. Scooble dials in when he needs it. Goes up against Luis Castillo. Says, I'm better than you. Castillo having a tough year, by the way. 6 earned and 5 2/3 is just, you know, not had a great season. 5.18 ERA, 146 whip. Still has good ratings. Just having a rough one. Bad whip, or excuse me, well, it is a bad whip, but it's bad BABIP and home run rate. A combo we've seen hurt a few guys this year. Just when both of those are going sideways, like, how do you succeed? Watanabe hits his 26th. Riley Green hits his 23rd. And we're rolling. Let's go. Give me another dub right here. Come on now. Game 3. Get the Saturday win. Get Sunday afternoon. Maybe get some guys off their feet. You know, we try to go for the series win, but we'll take the split if we have to. 7-2 dub. Let's go. Jace Young goes 3 for 4 with 3 runs, 2 ribs. He hits 2 homers. He's up to 21. Javier Baez gets his first homer of the year on August 31st. What a season. I'm so glad we're paying him $25 million to do that. That's so cool. Aaron Ashby, 5 2/3. 5 hits, 3 walks, 1 run. Pearson gives up a run out of the bullpen, but other than that, everybody was golden. Logan Gilbert gives up 5 and 4 2/3. Welcome to our offense. What's going on, bud? All right, so we've secured at least the split. You absolutely love to see it. We've got Reese Olson going today. Okay. Dingler's a little tired. Now, everyone's pretty good except for Green. Let's give Green the day off. Make sure he's forced into a day off here. Who are we facing? We've got... I thought I had something with the next game on it. Maybe I got rid of it. Kind of want to find it. Oh, next game right here. All right, so we're facing Robbie Ray, okay? That's kind of the perfect time to give Green a breather, too. So I like that. Do I not have that next game anywhere on this screen? Oh, by the way, literally right here. Literally right here. I have such a cool brain. It's so neat. It works in mysterious ways. And the mystery is whether or not it works at all. Let's be honest. What did I have here? Notes. I don't really take notes, so we don't need that. That's fine. The chemistry and cohesion one is kind of cool. I think that's fine. If I'm being honest, I'm not on this page very often. I'm really more on the team home screen than I am on the manager's office. I like the manager's office page. This is usually where I start a video sometimes and do like a quick overview of it, but I don't do too much with it. So, do we have the next game here? We do not. I guess it would fit right here. This would be good because all I wanted to know was who we're facing. So, all right, with that detour aside, let's try to get ourselves a series win. So we're going to get the series finished, the flip over to the month, which is going to save, and then give a development report. So this one's going to take a minute, and we're going to need to talk about Reese Olson coming through big for us here. Let's see if he can do it, and we enter the month coming off 3 of 4 against Seattle. That would be huge. But at the very least, we got the guaranteed split. Can't be mad about that in a 4-gamer. It's really hard to take 3 of 4 even from a bad team, let alone a really, really good one. So I'm just not going to freak out if we take an L here. And we do lose 5-4. It's a close one. That's tough. We did our best. Reese Olson wasn't bad. Brant Herter was, unfortunately, and took it on the chin. Robbie Ray held tight, struck out 12. Well, gave up 4 runs, but only in 6 2/3. That's not too bad. Arelis did go bomb pop a 3-run shot. Welcome to the bigs, baby. So that's pretty nice. He had a good little series there, initiating himself to the big leagues. So, okay, we got the split. Again, I wasn't bullshitting there. I'm really not too worried about that. That's a great team. We just got to hold serve there, especially at home. We do get roster expansion. I hadn't mentioned that because, to be honest, it wasn't on top of my head. Rookie of the month again is Colt Keith. This guy just won't quit. He really wants me to be pissed about the trade. Right? Because I keep, kind of holding the line like, no, dude, it's fine. No, it really is. And most of the time I'm being serious, but now I'm kind of like, well, okay. Now you're kind of rubbing it in. And now I kind of am pissed. Again, I don't have to justify it again. Y'all have heard it 50 times. I still think there's good justification for it. He's having a great season. That's fine. So is Jace Young. And we probably wouldn't have one if we had the other. So we got Jace Young sitting here putting up 2.5 wins in 74 games. Or we could have had Colt Keith maybe putting up a full season of a 4-win campaign. And look, a 1.5 game WAR would help right now. We are in a tight race. In fact, we're a half game back. Despite going 2-2 against Seattle, we fell behind. So I grant that could be the difference. But I'm still not sweating it in the long term. All right, so roster expansion. We're going to get a hitter and a pitcher. Now this is a time where you bring up like a Mendoza, right? Somebody who's got some specialized skills, great defense, great speed. So he can come up. And then on the pitching side, first off, let's see who's on. We got a lot of guys on the 40 down here. We got 6. And then we'll sort by strikeout minus walk. Mosqueda, I think it might be time for Mosqueda to get a chance again. He was up in the majors for a good bit. He went down. He fixed himself. He got that changeup working again. And he's ready to come back up and hopefully be a piece down the stretch. We'll get him in some setup too. He's good. I liked when we picked him up. I was pretty excited about him. Maybe we'll tone down his hook there. Maybe he doesn't have to be pitching all that much. He's got 35 stamina. I like to push my guys, but that's all right. Maybe he's got to be a 1-inning dude. And that's okay. All right, we're off to New York to face the Yankees. They are now 72-58. They're 4 games back in the division. They're heavily in the wild card mix. It's a good ball club. They're going to lead off here with Ranger Suarez, and then they'll probably go to Cody Morris and Jack Leiter. Those are going to be the 3. So guys that are not Yankees right now. We have a current Philly in real life. Who's been amazing for them. They traded for him around the deadline. He has a 1.73 ERA and a 101 whip in 41 2/3 innings for them. Just blazing hot. Then they have Cody Morris, who they picked up over the winter, and he's been pitching mostly in the bullpen, but now has 5 starts. Let's see what he's been doing during the starts. 6.91 ERA, 1.83 whip. It's not quite working, the transition to the rotation, so hopefully we can take advantage of that. And then Jack Leiter, who looks pretty solid and has some growth potential too, apparently, by way of his control. He's put up 90 innings. He's been a starter all year for them, 4.20 ERA, 1.38 whip, so plenty of good, probably some bad mixed in there, but all in all, pretty strong. And they got him from Texas also at the deadline of last year, So that was along with Max Kepler. So they had gotten Kepler from Minnesota for Severino. Luis Severino, who's in Texas and pitching fine. I mean, he's pitching okay. 140 whip is pretty egregious. Okay, so let's see what's cooking on offense for them. Trey Sweeney looking pretty nice. Darrow Perez. Ooh, 65 home run, 70 I. Be careful with him. Number 19 prospect out here. Oswald Peraza doesn't even start. And he's been, okay, it's 89 plate appearances. Never mind, don't want to overrate that. Aaron Judge has not been Aaron Judge this year. He's got a 1.6 WAR, 108 WRC plus. Like he's okay. He still does some positive things. Stanton's right there at a 106 WRC plus. They have 60 combined homers. So they're contributing, right? They probably hit some mammoth shots that have really helped, but they're definitely not carrying the team. We can certainly say that. They are led by their pitching in a big way. They are super tilted here. They got all single-digit ranks on the pitching and defensive side, and then they got all double-digit ranks on the hitting side, except for their 9th in WAR, 5th in homers, no surprise there, 5th in walks, kind of no surprise there too, 15th in strikeouts. They're still a 3 true outcomes team, baby, but they are 7th in base running, so they're mixing in a little base running. They're changing it up a little bit. But we got to go to the Bronx, and we got to stand tall. We've got Jackson Jobe kicking it off, and then DaCosta and Skubal. Let's go. Game 1 in the Bronx, September 1st, Monday night. Oh, we'll get into that development report here in just a moment, too. I had forgotten about that. We lose the first game 6-3. Tell you what, we can only look at occasional losses for the box scores. We're going to keep this going a little bit quicker pace. We can look at winning box scores and then like an occasional loss, whether it's like a long extra innings game or maybe just like a real brutal beat down like 10-1 or something. That way, we're not looking at every single box score. Unless y'all like those. Obviously, I can't change right now. I'm going to go with this process. But if you like every box score when we do these, I'm okay to do that. I'm just trying to balance, the engagement of like, is it cool to look at every box score? Is it kind of annoying? I don't know. Player development report. I see a bunch of green here. Like I can only see green. I see a one dash there on Joey Wentz's stuff going down and Brant Herter's stamina going down. But other than that, I see Elpidio goes up a little bit on his overall and his potential. Same with Coar. Coar's movement goes up. Wilmer Flores' movement goes up. Angel Felipe gets the overall and potential jumps. So like I mentioned last episode, that could be like small 2-3 point jumps in a bunch of categories. So we don't see any tangible 5-point moves, but his overall and his potential go up. Same with Torque, but we knew about that jump. Jace Young's defense gets better. Let's go, getting better at second base. That's nice. I mentioned Joey Wentz, his stuff went down, but his movement did go up. Movement up for Ty Madden. Everyone's movement getting better. And then we'll see if anybody really jumps out. Jeremy De La Rosa's defense. We picked him up in that Colt Keith deal. And then, a few small gains from different minor leaguers. Nothing crazy, but a lot of positives. And we'll take that. Guess what I didn't do offline like I was supposed to? I did not sign that personnel. Am I going to start losing them? I wonder if I can do that at the very end of the season. I certainly can for the major leagues. I think I can for the minors. I should maybe look at some of these guys. Like Brian Green, we can't lose him. So I can't mess around. Let's get him signed. You signed 5 years. Can you do 230? What's he making right now? He's making 190. Oh yeah, you can do 2 1/4. You can do 2 1/4. Come on. Bang. All right, then we've got Dusty Crawford. He's pretty good. But, I don't know. Let me take a look at the relationships at Double-A and A-ball. Because those are the next guys coming up. He might go. Brian Pena, he's probably going to be let go. He's manager, and it's a lot of yellow. He's all right. But we're probably going to let somebody else come in there. Robert Jackson. Oh, Robert Jackson's wonderful. See, now Robert Jackson would be a good fit to be the manager of this West Michigan Whitecaps team. And I know Brian Pena, I believe he is the current real-life coach at High A there. So it's a bummer to get rid of somebody, you know, from the org, but that's exactly what we're going to do. You know, the records just aren't there. And do we really hold that against him? No. Are we using it as a reason right now to feel better about firing him? Yes. Yes, we are. So now we take Robert Jackson, and we see all this greatness that he's got here. Like, he can be the manager of high A and then start ascending up the chain. He can eventually be like a hitting coach or a pitching coach in the majors for us too. He's got some decent relationships. I see pitching looking really good for him. He's excellent at that with outstanding development. He could be a base coach for us up in the majors. I mean, dude can do anything. We want to keep him in our org for sure. So first things first is the extension. I was going to promote him and then offer him. That would probably cost more money. That'd probably be a big flub on my part. So he's making $130 right now. Oh, you'll take $169. Come on, you'll definitely take that. Bang. Now, do you want a new job too? Bang. Look at that. Jose Guerrero, legendary hitting, pretty good development mechanics and aging. The legendary on handling aging obviously isn't too valuable in A-ball. So, you know, maybe he can move up the chain. Like, he'd be a good AAA hitting coach, but we have a good AAA hitting coach, so we don't need to do that. But I'm just saying, like, AAA and majors are really the only spots where the aging thing's going to have any value. That said, we want to keep him. So let's put him down for a 3-year. Good shake, Charlotte. He'll probably take 111, right? I thought so. Let's go. And then we've got Marco Yepes. He's not bad. He's not bad, but he is the manager. He'd be better off as a hitting coach, probably. So, probably going to let him go. And then, like I said, all the major leaguers, I'll get those figured out. I got some time on those. Let's get back to the game. So we lost the first one in the Bronx, game 2. Are you good down there? What are you doing? Are you being a goof? Come here, Shar. Do you want to come up here? I don't know if she wants to come up here or if she just wants to hang out. We win 10-5 in game 2. Everyone gets a hit except for Watanabe. He didn't get a walk either, so that's kind of a dud game for him to go 0 for 3 with just a ribby. At least he got a ribby. You got a little taste in the fantasy world there. Orelvis with 2 bombs. Akil Badu goes yard. DeCosta's strong. Jackson Kowar crushed. He had been pitching better. Gives up 3 hits. All 3 of them score. But then Perez, Felipe, and Flores come in and shut it down with 4 no-hit innings. They did walk a combined 3, but who cares? We did keep the bad streak going for Cody Morris, so we love to see that. Jace Young, 2 for 5, including a triple. And now we try to get the series. Game 3 in the Bronx, then an off day before Minnesota comes to town. Come here. Oh, look at this little baby. Oh, we got the win. Oh, we got the win, Charlotte. What do you think about that? All right. 5-3 win. You doing okay, little bean? Are you a little pot roast? Are you being a little pot roast right now? All right, so is that Connor Joe for the Yankees batting 4th? Okay, cool. So Bregman with a 4-hit afternoon or evening, I can't remember. Orelvis goes yard again. Orelvis Martinez has 4 homers. Can you believe that? We just called him up. Can you believe that? Guys, this is what every day of my life is like. This is unbelievable. Skubal was brilliant. 6 innings, 2 runs. Scattered 8 hits. Enriquez, Mosqueda, and Pearson shut it down. All right, do you want to get back in your bed? 5 walks for Leiter. That was kind of tough to drop 5 walks there. We made him pay. Actually, I don't know how many of those scored, but I mean, there's just a lot of traffic. 9 runners in 5 1/3. All right, so we get the series there. Love to see it. Char's out of that bed again. She's like, nah, you're not getting me in there, stick boy. Get real. I'm going to be down here being a weirdo. There is a blanket right here that she might be getting on soon. Just so you guys don't think, you know, there's nowhere for her to lay. She's sniffing it. It's a normal spot. There's just nowhere to put the camera there. Yeah. Of course she'd be there instead of just stay on camera for y'all. Oh well, that's fine. She's like, I quit working at 10:30 at night. I do not work beyond that. It's in my contract, steak boy. Okay, sure. All right. So, great series win there. And you know what? Now that we're going through this month, series by series, I actually appreciate these emails. I usually skip these and just let them go. But instead of turning them off, I feel like there's going to be some time I need them. In the back of my mind, I'm like, there'll be some time. We found that time. Minnesota coming into town, baby. Are we in a dead heat again? We are. 74-60. The first of 2 series against them. 2 of our next 3 series. Oh my goodness. It's going to be Ashby, Olsen, and Job for us against Nestor Cortez, Corbin Burns, and Chris Paddock. Yohan Duran, Corbin Burns, Byron Buxton, Giovanni Gallegos, and Shane McClanahan are their 5 best players. They have remade their rotation. Chris Paddock, of course, is on their team in real life. But then you're talking Corbin Burns, Shane McClanahan, and Nestor Cortez. 3/5 of the rotation to go with Joe Ryan and Chris Paddock. That is impressive. That's an impressive build. Nestor Cortez is not really getting it done, but he's a good pitcher in general, just having a rough year with them. McClanahan's come in, and he's been pretty good. 4.19 ERA, 1.23 WHIP. That's not, ace level, but that's still very, very useful. He's pounding the innings and doing pretty well. He had actually fallen off a little bit last year, 4.23 ERA, 1.36 WHIP. So he's improved the WHIP. The ERA is about the same, but those are still quality seasons, right? Like, again, they're not ace level, but solid kind of 3.5 win type campaigns. And then Burns, Burns is just a G. 3.35 ERA, 1.16 WHIP. He's coming in and he is saying, I am the ace. I'm the captain now. All right. And then on this offensive side, they're running 12 offensive players and 16 pitchers. That's interesting because, again, I just got done praising their rotation for its quality. And, even on just the statistical surface level, 4 of the 5 are good. Just looking at ERA and WHIP. Forget the flaws of either. Burns is awesome. Paddock is awesome. Ryan is awesome. McClanahan's pretty strong, nice and solid. A lot of good mixed in there to get a 4.19 ERA and a 1.23 WHIP. And then Cortez is the weak link at 5.37, 141. But even that, if you game log and you kind of go through things, you learn that even an ERA that high, that we would not like in fantasy and all that, there's still going to be a lot of good mixed in there, including his most recent start was a 70 game score. And then a 43 and a 38, but then a 69. Bottom line, he can go off. And so everyone's going to give us a challenge here. Let's see if we can get to him. By the way, our lefty-righty situation is we're 461 versus lefties and 574 against righties. So we would rather not have had to see Cortez in this series, and we hope that McClanahan's not ready to go. He won't be. He just pitched. Unfortunately, he's nicked up too. But we'll probably get him in the weekend set. Actually, I don't know because he probably pitches here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, and then he would pitch Sunday. So yeah, we should get him if everything stays on track there. But let's focus on this series first. I got to go back to their 12 hitters. What's going on with that? They're not really offensively driven. Now, their pitching is amazing. It's firsts and seconds all over the place, except for 5th in home runs allowed and 10th in strikeouts. Everything else is first or second, mostly first. Their offense isn't great. It's kind of a slappy offense, sitting 11th in slug, but 6th in on base, 7th in batting average. Tied for 13th in homers, 3rd in walks, though, so that's nice. They get on base. They don't run too terribly much. So they just do enough on offense. Wait, is this a Zach Britton hitter? I didn't mean to try to control him. So wait. We get a Zach Britton hitter that overlaps with the pitcher Zach Britton at the same time that we get a Max Muncy hitter that overlaps with the Max Muncy hitter. Obviously, that one's even weirder because both are hitters, both are Max Muncy, both started in Oakland. But even this, the double Zach Brittons, you're like, that's crazy. That's crazy. So close together, too. Anyway, it's time. Enough jib jabber. Game 1. Ashby versus Cortez. We need this. Come on. What are you doing down there, Sean? Are you chilling? She's still just chilling. Okay, we win 6-4. Bang. Friday night dub. They scored in the first. We got back in the second. We got 3 in the fourth. 2 more in the sixth. They answered with 3 in the eighth to get it close, but then we shut it down in the ninth and got it done. Ashby was brilliant. Brant Herter got smoked again. That's a couple bad outings in a row. Elpidio Perez saved it with an inning in the third. Perfect. 2 punchies. Ball game. Kevin Alcantara goes yard twice. Riley Green goes yard for his 24th. And Orelvis Martinez hits his 5th. Welcome to the bigs. He's got 5 homers in 7 games. He's obviously out of his gourd right now, leaning into that big power profile. But that's, there will be a crash, okay? That's just how it goes. Again, not trying to be pessimistic or sad sack about it, just trying to be realistic. There will be a crash, but right now he's rolling. Let's see if we can keep him going. Game 2, as we try to figure out what Char's doing. Here she is, just standing here like a little goof. So you can go up your ramp. What are you doing? What are you doing? We win 4-1 on Saturday. Let's go. I'm trying to kill the time with Char because the Sims are taking forever. Anyway, Jackson Jobe, strong, 5 1/3, just 1 run, 6 base runners. Corbin Burns was okay, but he only went 4 because we ran his pitch count up to 106. He put on 8 base runners, 3 of them scored. Zach Britton, the hitter, ripped his 3rd homer. No homers for us. Watanabe and Bregman got doubles. Josh Young, I keep calling him Josh. Jace is ours. Jace. I'm sorry. Jace Young with a couple hits. Willie Adames with a couple hits. Watanabe had 2 ribbies. And we continue on. Elpidio, 2 innings of 1-hit ball after the big save yesterday. Probably won't be available for this 3rd game, but he's pitched brilliantly in the 2 games that he's pitched in this series. So we take the series. Can we get the sweep? Yes, we can. 10-0, and Torque is back. Forgot that we were doing all that without Torque, baby. Let's go. It is late at night, so Jen is sleeping, so you're going to get some of my whisper yells. I can't go too crazy with it, but I'm still going to get hyped. And Jace Young goes 3 for 5 with 3 runs scored, 2 driven in. Willie Adames pops 2 bombs, 18 and 19 on the year. He goes 2 for 4 with 2 runs, 4 ribs. Riley Green goes 3 for 5 with 2 runs and a rib. He hits his 25th. Dylan Dingler hits his 8th. It was Young's 22nd if I didn't mention his number. Unbelievable. DaCosta goes 4 1/3 scoreless, turns it over to Coar and Flores, and they get the final 4 2/3. Chris Paddock knocked around. We took it to their pitching. That is massive. All right, so 6-4, 4-1, and 10-0 wins. As we head into the week, we have to get Torque back. Do we dare move Orelvis down? No way, right? Absolutely no way. Orelvis is blazing hot right now, and we got to find a way to get Torque into this lineup. Well, and actually, to keep Orelvis in it. Torque's going back in the lineup no matter what. It's the keeping Orelvis in that's going to be the trick. So Orelvis is ostensibly a 3rd baseman. He's not terrible, but Bregman's playing 3rd. The weak spot right now is probably Parker Meadows, at least offensively, but he's a brilliant defender, so I don't know. Maybe Badu. I think Badu might have to sit a little bit. I'm sorry, Badu. One of my faves in real life, but we got to keep this offense going. All right, so who's going to lose out for Torque, though? I think that's going to end up being Mendoza. That's just the numbers crunch. So he's got to go back down. Sorry about that. We're going to bring Torque off without a rehab. Too late in the season for a rehab stint, my man. And we will leave Orelvis here. We will pop Badu over here, actually up there. I don't know what I'm doing with Alcantara, who's actually on fire himself right now. And Torque's going to play some left. We saw last episode, I hadn't really taken this in, that he was straight 55s in the outfield. That's not too bad for a corner. We'll play that there. So he's in left field, and that gets everybody in. I think Torque probably goes back up to the number 2 spot. He's been amazing. We got Bregman batting 7th. Now, Bregman's not having a huge offensive season. That's such a nice bat to have down that low, though. You know, he kind of gets the lineup going for the second half. In fact, I'm going to actually put him ahead of Aurelvis. And I know Aurelvis is blazing hot right now, but like I said, he's going to come down to earth. His plate skills are not that special. He's just clubbing homers right now in a big cluster, and that's great. That's great. But when he kind of settles and plateaus, I want to have Bregman ahead of him so that a lot of those homers can be 2-run shots. So we will do that. And against lefties, I think Alcantara, despite being on fire, might also be the culprit here. Actually, the culprit's not the right word. He just might be the person who loses out on playing time. Let's just put it that way. Jace Young doesn't play against lefties already, which might explain why we're not good against them. But we do have him playing like every other game, so, you know, he gets his time. So let's put Torque here. We got to put Torque in, right? Like, Torque has to be in the line. That's a lock. So let's put him back at the 2 spot against lefties. And I'm gonna, let me see Watanabe again real quick. I'm gonna lead off Watanabe against lefties. I'm gonna get a little wacky with it. All right, so that leaves Alcantara on the outside looking in, which is tough because he's really good. I will say this though. As hot as Aurelvis is, we know he's going to come back to earth. So I'm going to put Alcantara every second against lefties, and he'll be the first guy off the bench. Never pinch hit Baez. Don't play Baez ever. Get real. I think Jace still needs to be the top pinch hitter because, you know, bring him in against a righty ideally. If they're playing the cards right. I was dragging Alcantara over. I realized he was already there, so I just dropped him on Baez to get him out of there. All right. Hey, we got a little bit, I don't want to say an embarrassment of riches. We got a little overflow right now, and that's a good spot to be in. All right, we got an off day, and then we're heading out to KC and Minnesota. A little Midwest double dip here. 6 more very important games. Obviously, we hold the lead right now because we just faced our chief opponent. We do have a 3-game lead. We're on a win 5. They're on a lose 3. Let's see who they've got, by the way. Their upcoming schedule features a trip to Tampa Bay. Obviously, then they host us and St. Louis. Is St. Louis any good? Yes, they are. They're 88 and 52. So they've got a gamut coming up here with Tampa Bay, Detroit, and St. Louis. Texas, 70 and 68, kind of keeps it going. And then a trip to Colorado could be a little bit of a reprieve. But that place is so wacky that even when they suck, you have to at least, you know, be on your toes there. They have Paul Goldschmidt. They signed Paul Goldschmidt to a 2-year deal for $50 million. I got to be honest, I don't hate it. I generally just hate everything real life Colorado does and video game Colorado because this game has emulated the Colorado front office brilliantly. But I truly don't hate that. Like, I'm sure it's not the best allocation of funds, but there's a world where I can picture there's nothing for them to do, and they just say, let's just go get one of the best first basemen ever, let him play out 2 of his later years here in our amazing park, and go for broke with it, you know? And, I mean, they're not good, obviously. They still suck. But he is awesome. He's hit 20 homers after only hitting 17 and 18 the last 2 years. He's got 299 average. That's a 3-year high. Yeah, he's just cool. I love it. So, you know, semi-good job there by the Rockies. Anyway, back to our game here. Game 1 at KC. They're 62 and 76. We're going to face Danel Montas, Caleb Killian. Actually, let's see what their stamina looks like. Or no, we have an email for this. I'm sorry. We are going to face Danell Montes, Caleb Killian, and Davey Garcia. Remember him from the Yankees. And we're going to have Skubal, Ashby, Olsen, and Ashby in that order. Skubal, Olsen, Ashby. Here we go. Game 1 at KC. 3-game lead in the division. Let's see what we got. By the way, up in this area here, it should show how many games you're up, right? Put a little lead that you have here, so you don't have to go to the standings to look at that. Still have a 3-game lead, by the way. Both of us lost. 4-3 loss, we're not checking it. We're going. 4-3 loss there. Don't love it. I'm going to take down the dog cam for now because Char's going to lay on the blanket. We got a little bit of Char. She's in the room. That's the important part. We lose again, 2-1 in 10. I'm going to use one of my losing box score checks because I want to see the pain here. It was Enriquez. That's unfortunate. Caleb Killian dropping 6 innings of 1-hit ball on us. I mean, Ashby was matching him damn near pitch for pitch. He went 6 innings of 2-hit ball. They just both dominated. And then, who's this, Gavin Cross? Yeah, Gavin Cross with a solo shot. How'd the other run score? Bobby Witt Jr. run scoring single off Brant Herter. Garbage. Absolute garbage. Oh well. Do we get swept here? Hopefully Tampa Bay is helping us out. They did win the first game there. Hopefully they at least take the series from Minnesota that doesn't kill us. Don't get swept. Oh my God, we lose 2-1 in 10 again. What the fuck? Jackson Jobe was excellent. Davey Garcia was better. Cool. And the offense just... Parker Meadows got 2 hits. I mean, that's emblematic of the struggles when Parker Meadows is the offense, right? Because he's our worst hitter. So he gets the 2 hits in a game like that, and it's like, yeah, that's fitting. That's fitting that he gets a couple singles in a losing effort. All right, so that was a disaster. That was an utter disaster. Awesome. And now it's time to face the Twins again. Meanwhile, they lost all 3 games, so we did not get hurt by that in the slightest, at least with regards to the division. Thank you, Tampa Bay. And now we have a chance to expand our lead. Wow. Did we get lucky or what? Hey, sometimes better to be lucky. You know the old cliche. All right, check the email on the matchups. We're going to have DaCosta against Burns, Olsen against Paddock, and Skubal against Joe Ryan. Ooh, that one could be a hell of a match, especially if it's a rubber match there. All right, off to Target Field we go. Game 1 in Minnesota, Friday night, September 12th. Probably a brisk night in Minnesota. Target Field. They got the target dog to throw out the first pitch, and we lose 4-0. I'm not checking the box score to see the data because we lost again and we don't deserve to look at the box score. I want to see the weather. 59 degrees. Wind blowing out to right at 10 miles. So, a little bit of a brisk wind, probably making it feel a little bit colder, but 59 September 12th. That's not too bad in Minnesota, I would think. As somebody who grew up in the Midwest and is deathly allergic to cold now, I could live with that. I'll tell you, for me, it's always the wind. Always. I'm not the biggest person. We lose again, by the way. 5 straight losses. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm about to freak out. Obviously, we have a 1-game lead. I don't know why I checked that. The team we're facing is right there. But yeah, the wind is what makes things awful. I can deal with even 40s for the weather because I'm going to be prepared, right? I'm going to have my hoodie. I'm going to have, long johns if appropriate, if we're talking about 30s type weather, 40s type weather. But if it's still, that's good. I'm fine because, like I said, I'm going to be dressed for the appropriate weather. But you throw a wind mix in, and it doesn't matter what you wear at this body shape, 6'5", 165. Shouts to Tristan McKenzie. But anyway, stupid tangent. We lose 8-5. I'm checking this one. I don't care about my stupid rule. Reese Olson gets clocked. Orelvis goes yard. Doesn't matter. Michael Brantley going yard off of us. Byron Buxton has 28 homers. He stayed healthy enough for that. Back-to-back 500-plus plate appearance seasons. Okay, so we're in a real fictional world out here right now. This is horse shit. Okay, all right. We got to salvage one. Give me one here. I'm going to save after this, no matter what, because obviously even though we're obviously in the midst of a lose 5 right now, I would not want the game to crash and like erase that. I play for the results however they come. So let's get a save in. We do salvage. We go 4-0 right there. Our punishment, we don't get to check that box score. We're moving to KC. We're going to check the email to see the matchups, but then we keep rolling. Go over to the email. Next opponent, Ashby against Killian, Job against Davy Garcia, and DaCosta against Aaron Savali. All right, you bunch of stiffs. Come on, man. Oh, Torque's come off the IL freezing, and I wonder if that has anything to do to, like, I know this game, I think it, as far as I understand, it has like a pretty detailed like injury system and how things can stack up and whatnot. And if you were going to think that any sort of injury would have an immediate hangover effect, concussion would be right up there amongst the highest, right? And so I wonder if that's something that we're seeing here. And as such, we're going to try to protect our guy here. I know we need him, but we need him for the long term, not just right now. So we're going to give him a 3-day breather. Just kind of let him sit out. It'll be chill. We'll get Alcantara back in. Maybe Badu gets one of those starts. However it breaks down, it's fine by me. Bregman, you're cold too, but I don't have the ability to give you a break. You got to play through it, brother. All right. Hey guys, we still have to win games. I don't want a wild card, y'all. I want to win. I want to win the division. All right. KC coming home. Or we're coming home to face KC, I should say. And then Cleveland's going to come in for 4. So that's going to be a big series as well. Game 1. Oh, Danny Ayers retired. Okay, that sucks. I think he's really good. We did win 2-0, by the way. Danny Ayers. He's pretty good, yeah. Excellent development mechanics. Good teach pitching. But hey, enjoy your retirement. It's all good. So now we need 2 pitching coaches. Is there anything out there right now? Coach ratings. I mean, if we had to go for these guys, it'd be okay, but we're going to wait for the offseason. I just want to see if there's any hidden gems here available late. But there aren't really. Take a look at the minor leagues. 70 and 68 for AAA. That's pretty good. 58 and 72, 51 and 81. Okay, the rest is crap. But the AAA team has been decent. All right, so we do win 2-0. I do want to check that. I like shutouts. Ashby to Perez to Enriquez. We give up 7 hits. We get only 4 of our own, but 2 of them score runs, including Bregman getting a, not a homer. This looks like a homer line, right? You know, the 1 for 3 with a run and a ribby, plus a walk, plus a K, plus a left on base. But no, it's just an RBI single of some sort. So good for him. All right, game 2. Come on, keep it going. Get 3 straight here. Let's get back on track. You know, I filled this water right before I started. 3-2 loss. We're going to keep going. Filled it right before I started. Took like a decent sized drink out of it. And I was like, I should refill that because this is probably going to be an intense episode. I did not do that. And now I'm regretting it. Now I'm regretting it because we still have 10, 16 games left. And it's running light, y'all. It's running light. We do get the series against KC. 7-5 win. DaCosta was not great, but it didn't matter because we clubbed Savali. 2 homers for Bregman. He's off the schneid, baby. 2 for 4 with 2 runs, 3 ribs. At a baby. Homers 22 and 23. Let's go. All right, it's Cleveland for 4. It's going to be Olsen against Clark Schmidt, who's having a dreadful season. Skubal against Bieber, who's been okay, but nothing to write home about. Ashby against Yanni Chirinos, who's been impossibly bad for Cleveland. An 11.10 ERA and a 2.10 whip in 30 innings at the big league level. Small sample or not, that's comically bad. And then Jackson Jobe against Kyle Scott, who has been decent in a swingman role for them. Okay, but division rival, They're 74 and 72. We're not trying to take them lightly. Jonathan Ornelas is their best guy, and he is a monster. Oh my goodness. He's in his second season, and he has taken the league by storm. Put up 2.3 WAR in 125 games last year. He's put up 3.4 in 119 this year. It looks like he got hurt, and he did get a month off with a sprained ankle back in May. But holy smokes, is this guy good. 2 massive seasons. He's 25, and he's not done. He's not done growing. He can continue to develop. Let's get a full scout on him. That's going to take 2 to 3 weeks. God, this guy's slow as hell, man. His task list is empty. Clase is their second best guy. You know, he's one of the best closers in the game. Although his stats have sucked during this series. Okay, so he finally cut his walk rate in half. The walk rate has been uncharacteristically bad each of the first 2 years. 10 and 11%. I mean, basically the same. 10.3 and 10.5. Obviously, one of them rounds up to 11. Whatever. 10%. He's a 70 control. Like, that's so unfortunate. But he's down to 6% this year. But it hasn't improved the results. Because then his hit rate jumped from 8.9 to 10.4. So, bummer, man. You really hate to see it. Andres Jimenez, he kind of gets a 75 rating due to the everything being pretty good. Because his bat isn't special. It's a high contact, quality bat. By the way, I'm talking about the ratings right now. He's having an amazing year. I'm going to get to the stats in a minute. But I'm looking at the ratings here, and I'm like, this is not a standout bat, but then it's a great speed profile and a brilliant defensive profile up the middle. So I see how he gets there. 75 still seems a little high, but he's playing like a 75 this year. He has a 150 WRC+. Plus. The catch is that it's only 351 plate appearances because he had a fractured foot, a fractured hand, and a bruised collarbone. Fractured hand took him out 5 to 6. Fractured foot took him out a month, and the bruised collarbone took him out a week. So he's been having a hell of a time staying healthy. He had an elbow contusion for 5 days back in spring as well. So the injuries started early this season for Andres Jimenez, and they just kept coming. Jose Ramirez is still a G, and just still, metronome badass seasons. Tick-tock on the 4 to 5 win type season. And then Brian Rocchio is their 5th best guy, and he's kind of like Jimenez, where the entire profile is quite strong, but the hitting is not holy crap. The speed profile is really good, and the defense is really good, but you throw all that together, I see how it gets to a 60-65 type. All right, we got to work it out for us. Let's not take these guys lightly. 4 games against them. They are 6.5 back in the wild card, with 2 teams ahead of them. Like, they basically need to kick our ass to really get back into this. They're not dead. We could bury them, though. We take 3 of 4. I think we bury them. Can we do it? Game 1, Thursday evening, 5:10. Let's get off to a good start here. Let's get a dub. We do that indeed. 8 consecutive strikeout streak by Elpidio Perez. Love to see that. We win 3-0. Olsen to Felipe, to Perez, to Pearson, bang. Game 2. So now we've won 4 out of 5 after the 5 straight losses. So we've kind of washed that away. We do lose this game 6-4. So it's 1-1 going into the weekend. Little Saturday afternoon tilt. Let's see if we can pull home this dub. We'll check in on Minnesota in a minute. We win 13-0. Slammed them, y'all. Ashby. I feel like Ashby's pitching every other game. Obviously, he's not. Maybe that's just the luck of the box scores that we're checking, but I swear he's pitching every 3rd day or some shit. 5 2/3 scoreless for him. Passes it to Kolar and Flores, and they keep things nice and tight because, they had cushion. They could have gone out there and thrown underhanded, kind of messed around a little bit, but they didn't. They're pros. All right, offense. How much time you got? Because I can go off. 4 for 4 for Jace Young with 3 runs, 3 ribbies, his 23rd homer of the year. 2 doubles, 18 and 19 on the season. Willie Adames, 20th homer on the year. Dylan Dingler pops a couple. He's now up to 10. He goes 4 for 5 with 2 runs, 5 ribbies. He's up to 255 on the season with 10 bombs and 56 ribs. Hey, that's a hell of a season. With high quality defense behind the dish, yes, we take that all day. 2.8 framing runs. I don't know where that ranks in the league. I don't really have a great frame of reference on that. Pun intended-ish. It's not good. I don't like want kudos for it, but I wasn't like, oh, here I come with this great one. But I knew I was saying it as I was saying it. Let's go to the fielding stats. What did I change on this? I don't know what I changed on this to know if I want to say. I don't want to save it. Stick with what I got. All right, get rid of these filters here. Go to the catchers. Framing runs. Okay, so it's not that great. But he also is in kind of a big split with our guy. Or no, never mind. No excuses necessary. He's not framing his face off. 2.8, eyeballing this is like 12th, 14th-ish, right? Let's just count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 12 to 14-ish, baby. You look at this game enough, you can start to eyeball the rank there a little bit. So that's okay. But it's not special. But I like the overall season. I'm still happy with it. 2.5 wins. You like that out of your main catcher. Who else did damage in this game? 3 hits for Riley Green. 2 for Parker Meadows. 2 runs for him as well. 2 for Green. Just a great effort. Elvis goes 0 for 4. And we're seeing the come down. He's still at 7 homers. He's now down to 250, 316, 542, which is still excellent because he has 7 homers in 21 games. But as we suspected, again, it's not magic. I'm not patting myself on the back for calling that. That's what we call an easy call. That's just a slam dunk right there. So, is there anybody we need to get in more as a response to this? Ooh. I hope Jace isn't missing time with that Watanabe on every other game at second base. I forgot to change that when we put Torque in the outfield. So, oof. Hopefully it hasn't been taking Jace out. But let's move Alcantara into a DH spot there. Now, Alcantara's defense is a little bit better than Torque's. So we'll go every third game there. I'm trying to figure this out. Actually, you know what? No. Here we go. We'll go every second game for Torque at DH, and then Alcantara will be the fill-in in left. There we go. That's the way I want to pull it. Okay. I was going to check something else out. Oh. Alcantara is down at high, so we got to rescout him. Let's make sure everything's good to go there. And who's this? McKinstry? Baez. Sure, I'll rescout Baez. Sure. Give me the good news on Baez. All right. And that 13-0 win was great. We secured the split. Can we get the series? Give me 3 out of 4 on a Sunday night game. Are we Sunday night baseball? Let's see if how they do the schedule on Sundays. Does it adhere to the real life, where it's mostly all day games, and then one evening game? Oh, does it say when they start? 1:05. Okay. I mean, I guess I'm not going to check all of these, am I? Okay, that's a night game there. The Giants. 110. I'm not going to check all of them. I'll check a few more. Yeah, it's another day game. So right now, only 2 night games. Maybe I am going to check all of them, let's be honest. Those of you that know me were like, the second I said I'm not checking all of them, in your head, you're like, no, he's checking all of them. I've watched this dweeb enough to know. Yeah, it looks like there were... Now, I will say, this is not completely uncharacteristic. Over the course of the real life season, there's usually like 2 times over the year. It's very rare, but there's an occasional situation where there's 2 Sunday night games, the one on ESPN, and then the instances that I can think of where like it's too hot in Texas, they have to play at night type of thing, although both of them now have roofs, so they can fix that. But yeah, it looks like we were just we were at 7:35 Eastern, and then this other game here was at 7:05. Pacific. Oh, so that's a 10:05 game. So, okay, we're gonna spin this. In this universe, baseball is now hot nationally again. You know, because it's a pretty regional game. I love baseball. It's a $10 billion industry. I'm not worried about baseball dying or anything like that. I'm defensive of baseball, but I'm not like worried. But in this universe, we're going to concoct this. It's so popular again now on the national stage that they have 2 Sunday night games, Midwest or East Coast one and a West Coast one. And that's why there was this 10 p.m. game. This came on after our game, and they got to see, what was his name again? Justin Jarvis. That's what I had in my head, but I didn't have confidence in it. They got to see Justin Jarvis drop a shut piece after our win. So that's canon now, folks. I think I'm using that phrase properly. All right, trip to Miami. See how that's going. Let's take a look at Kevin Alcantara first, see if he jumped anywhere. Oh, he does. Oh, wait, never mind. That's the June jump. Never mind. Dang, I got excited. So everything's the same. Cool. Baez. He goes down in contact. Now, whenever they're at high, doesn't mean that things are going to change like you saw with Alcantara. As I mentioned last episode, and I've probably mentioned like 50 times throughout my series, at least 50 times, I just always want it at very high. And McKinstry does get a little boost in contact. He does drop in speed. I don't really care about the speed drop, and I love the contact boost. So we'll take that trade-off. All right, the email for Miami, it's going to be DaCosta against Yuri Perez, who's having a pretty strong season. It'll be Reese Olson against Jonathan Heasley, currently of KC in real life. Having a decent campaign for them as a swingman, 45 2/3, can't make too much of it. He's not well rated, 45, 40, 45, but 3.94 ERA, 142 whip. He's getting by, but he's beatable. And then Jesus Luzardo is having a tough year, 484, 137. But you already know what I'm going to say. There's still some good in that. He's got good ratings. He can get us. Bottom line, though, it's a winnable series. Look at my boy Nard Dog. Where are my Miami Marlins series watchers at? Those of you who've been on the channel for a while, you watch the Miami series, you know we turned Nard Dog into basically this guy here. Like, he was an absolute stud for us. That's where I really got into my triple-digit inning stoppers, and he was just one of the absolute best. So I've been enjoying watching him find some real-life success this year too, and I hope that he continues to be a beast. But he's insane in this universe. Three brilliant pitches and a fourth very good one. I mean, you know, if he was on our team, we'd be trying him out as a starter. But he's probably like 5 stamina away from even the Marlins trying him out there. But he's happy to be closing right now, and he's very good. He's their best player. Carlos Duran is their second best player. He's another reliever who they claimed off waivers from Washington. He's a power thrower, 75 stuff, 80 slider, throws 97 miles an hour. And then Taylor Schaff is their third best player, another strong reliever. Okay, so don't let them get a lead. Sandy Alcantara is their fourth best guy, and he's having a very good Sandy Alcantara-esque season. And then Luke Little is a fourth reliever in their top 5. What's their bullpen looking like? I mean, it better be good, right? 11th in ERA. ERA is not the only thing, but that's kind of funny. Because for relievers, you know, you should be flashing some gaudy ERAs. Now, I will say they got some nice strikeout minus walk rates. I mean, 32% for Nard Dog is silly. But nice 18% for Max Meyer, 18% for Duran, 17 for Little. You know, some good numbers there. Let's take a look at their FIPS. Their FIPS are a bit more encouraging, at least for Nardi and Meyer. A couple other guys in the low 4s, but I don't know. I think they're wasting some of their skill. It seems like they should be better. That said, I'm still nervous of them because that is a good bullpen, and I don't want them to sneak up on us. All right, resetting here as we go into this series. We are at 83-67. We've now opened up a 3.5 game lead. Minnesota is now out of the playoffs. Holy crap. Remember when I was talking big earlier saying, well, I wasn't talking big, explicitly the opposite. In fact, I was being careful to say that we're in a good spot. We could get a consolation wild card if we don't win the division, but nothing is guaranteed. And Minnesota has shown with a 7-12 start to September that nothing is guaranteed. And that easily could have been us. And it still could be. I'm not counting any chickens. They have not hatched yet. Don't count them bitches. All right, to Miami we go. Again, not a party trip. Unless we win the first game, then we can go crazy. Because then we only need to win 1 out of 2. Win the first game, then we can party it up, and then we just gotta squeeze 1 out. But we lose the first game, so now it's focus. No party. No Clevelander tonight. Don't you dare. Game 2, 7-5 in 10, baby. Let's go. Reese Olson was okay, but Jonathan Heasley was bad. Parker Meadows hits his 9th. He was leading off for us. He goes 2 for 5. Let's go. 2 for 4 with 4 ribbies for Gabriel Arias and a baby. And we're rolling. And now the rubber match. Give it to me. Going into an off day, you guys can stay in Miami and party if you win. Bang, 5-4. You can stay in Miami and party. We'll head over to Baltimore Friday morning. I don't know what's customary there. In the middle of a pennant race, maybe shouldn't turn your boys loose in Miami after a series win, but I'm the cool manager, okay? Does it sometimes cost us wins? Sure, but my players like me. So, suck on that, loser. We're going out in Miami tonight. And then we're off to Baltimore, which is another tough series. Shark, can you go fill my water? Please. Oh, shit, Carney Lansford retired. Okay. So we have that big personnel exodus from contracts. And now we're getting a couple of retirements, turning things into a really crazy potential offseason here with a lot of new openings. So that's up for a hitting coach at DSL. We can't move Ben Johnson there because that's not really a promotion from one DSL to the other. Yeah, so, and that's totally fair. But he is somebody that we got to keep in the organization, Ben Johnson. He's a stud. I wonder if he takes over for Berter. You know? Berter's got good... Wait, that's FCL relationships. Let's go to the Tigers. Okay, I mean, he gets along with who he needs to. In fact, this is actually really good. Everyone except for Parker Meadows is on good or excellent. Can't really complain about that. But let's see what Ben Johnson's got with the Major League team. Oh, it's better. He's got every hitter at good or excellent as well. He's got more excellence, including Torque, Bregman, Jace, and Alcantara. And Parker Meadows is in good for him. And the only one who's in average is Dylan Dingler. And, we don't need him to be great. Oh, look, he requests a promotion. Oh, well, you know what? I think he's getting it, y'all. Question is, do I do it right now? Probably not. Probably not the best time. He's personable, works well with normal, struggles with temperamental. Personable, works well with normal. So Hinch. And the scouting director, that doesn't really matter. Temperamental. Nobody's temperamental. Yeah, Ben Johnson's going to be the new hitting coach. Okay. That's coming. Now, he's under contract, so we don't have to worry about him leaving during our playoffs or anything, assuming we make it. I'm not assuming anything, OOTP gods. Okay, cool. We can't get bogged down in that. We're still in the middle of this pennant chase, but I gotta keep my mind on other things too, Can't let things slip through the cracks. All right, Baltimore. We're off to Camden Yards. I'm gonna eat 50 crab cake sandwiches. Oh my God. Went to Camden several years ago. I mentioned earlier, right? Not the biggest dude at 6'5", 165. Inflatable man out in front of a used car lot, stop sign, a lot of different descriptions for me, none of which connote heft or eating a lot. The worst at all-you-can-eat buffets. Unless you take me to Camden Yards and plop me down in front of some freaking $12 crab cake sandwiches or whatever they cost. They were ballpark, so they were not cheap. I did not care. I rifled through 4 at the game, which for me is just an unbelievable feast. That's my Joey Chestnut performance there. Popped 4 there during the game. Then we went to the ESPN zone afterwards. I remember we were watching Lakers somebody. I can't remember. It was the finals. I could probably look it up, figure it out. I had 2 more there. I housed 6 crab cake sandwiches. And we're talking like, these aren't little sliders here, y'all. It was my most impressive performance ever. Because like I said, not a big eater. And I went off because those are crazy. So in this universe here, I'm having like 50 of these while we're here for 3 days. Anyway, Ashby against Ignacio Feliz, who is incredible. Okay, 90 stuff, 55 movement, 45 control, 25-year-old looking really nice with a 287 ERA. That's terrifying. Then we got Jackson Jobe against DL Hall. Now he's a big-time flamethrower. Probably needs to go to the bullpen. He's been a swingman this year, only has 7 starts. He has a 5.11 ERA and a 135 whip. Better in the bullpen. Yeah, the starting situation is not working. At the major league level, he's actually been disastrous out of the rotation, so we got to take advantage of that. And then Framber Valdez, they traded for him last year for Kobe Mayo. I think I saw that. I think we saw that on another episode because that rings very familiar. I'm looking at their top 5 here. We just saw that they got Framber. He's not in their top 5, but we saw that there. Juan Soto is here, free agent signing, which, by the way, that is like a literal perfect move for them to bring in a guy like that with the core foundation that they have. If they did this in real life, it would be just a brilliant move. Now, he's not having the greatest first year ever with just 2.2 WAR, but he has 25 homers. He gets on base at a 401 clip. He's helping the team, make no mistake about it. And then they got Evan Phillips back, which isn't, some crazy pickup or anything, but I'm just like, okay, to go with Felix Bautista, that's a nice scoop. Now, he comes by way of Milwaukee. So he went from the Dodgers to Milwaukee. He's claimed off waivers at the beginning of this year. What the hell? Dude, the Dodgers are so dumb sometimes. And honestly, it's the game. It's not the Dodgers. Like, he can't be waived. Come on. Now, at least, and I'm not justifying it. I'm not. But at least his surface numbers were actually bad. It was 7 2/3, so I can't get them off the hook for it. But it was a 7.04 ERA and a 183 whip. Again, no excuse, but better than nothing. Because I've seen the computer wave guys who look like this, maybe not a 75 overall, but like a firm 55, 60, and they have a 2.10 ERA and they're 28. I'm like, why is the second worst team in the league getting rid of them? Anyway, this was one of the better teams in the league, the Dodgers, moving on from him and just doing so too hastily. That was a bad decision by them. All right, so we got the O's. They are 86 and 67, 5 games back to the Rays, who have clinched a playoff spot. I never know what the letters mean. I think they're universal, right? Where X is division, Z is playoff spot, is Y something? It used to be XYZ when I was a kid. I don't know what the hell they meant. Maybe they're not universal. Obviously, the E is eliminated. We know that one. That one's not hard. All right, this is not going to be an easy match. They're a little bit better than us. 1 game to be exact. But we're leading our division by 5. Let's keep our foot to the pedal here and do the damn thing. We got, who else do we have going with Ashby? We got Ashby, Jobe, and DaCosta. Game 1 in Baltimore. I'm five crab cake sandwiches deep, and 2 for breakfast, 3 for lunch. Probably going to eat 1 or 2 during the game, and it's a 7-4 win, so they're celebratory, baby. 7-4 dub. Ashby strong. Flores knocked around, didn't matter. Watanabe hits 2 homers. Orelvis gets his 8th. Torque gets his 26th. We pop off against Ignacio and Grayson Rodriguez, who, by the way, is not in the rotation. So he's a flameout in this world, at least right now. And part of that is, I think I mentioned this a long time ago. At one of the earlier episodes. When we started this, he wasn't getting, the live start didn't really have him juiced up from his big second half. So he was kind of starting off of, the guy who got demoted in June of 2023 in real life. So I think that's really held him back. He's got a 40 movement. So that's unfortunate. I love G-Rod. He's a stud. Sorry, G-Rod is so lazy. I hate the first initial rod for every Rodriguez. It's like muscle memory to do it though, almost. So even though no one really calls him that, you just see somebody and you're like, oh, G-Rod. Anyway, no, Grayson. We'll call him either Grayson or just Grayson Rodriguez. But anyway, he kind of bites in this universe. That's a bummer. But we're up 1-0 in the series. Well, Saturday afternoon tilt, 3:10 Central on Fox, definitely. Oh, and we lose 5-3. Tough game. All right, that's going to give us another Sunday night game? Question mark? Let's take a look. I mean, it is a Sunday night game no matter what it says over here, but I want to see if we're the only one or if there's a second one again. Okay, there's a second one. And it starts at 7 Central. So is there just like 2 night games every Sunday? One American, one national? I don't know. It's curious. I'm not sure what to make of it. But anyway, I'm pretending that we're on the ESPN game again. I mean, because this is against Baltimore. This is a hell of a game. They would put this on. And we lose 6-4. Damn. So we dropped the series. First series dropped in a while. We've either had splits or wins since getting beat in Minnesota and KC back to back. Then we won or tied 1, 2, 3. I guess just 3 series in a row. I overstated our streak there. All right, Bregman wants to stick around. I like that, but this was kind of always meant to be a one-off type of thing. Especially, like, come on. We're not doing anything for 5 years. Stop it. And we don't have any money, so hit me up later. I don't think I can pay you. Ornelas, I want to scout him. The guy from Cleveland. Okay, he smooths out a little bit. Okay, his potential drops to 115 out of a 2080 scale. And then Jimenez, his overall jumps up to 75. Oh, okay. All right, we got San Francisco coming in. Oh, wait. Yeah. San Francisco and San Diego come in to wrap up the season. All right, so we get Keaton Wynn, who is not great, 5.15 ERA, 152 WHIP. Ofelky Peralta, 5.31 ERA, 159 WHIP. We're starting to see why San Francisco not having a great year. And Trevor Bauer's bitch ass at 3.85, 123 for 187 innings. He's a bit of a home run machine. Let's see if we can take advantage. Winnable series, RJ Dabovich, their closer, is their number 1 guy. Again, if a reliever is your best guy, it's not great. Now, this goes by pure overall, so it's easier for a reliever to get up there. And I guess in this case for San Francisco, at least their next 4 guys are a catcher, second base, shortstop, and first base. It's not 4 relievers out of the 5 like it was for was that Miami? But yeah, then it's Joey Bart at a 55. Tyro Estrada, Marco Luciano, and Luis Toribio all at 55 as well. All right, it's winnable series. We got to do it. We have a 5-game lead. We're in a good spot. Minnesota gets KC and the White Sox, the 2 bottom feeders of the division. Can those 2 teams step up for us, make this easy, or are we going to have our hands full? We got to take care of San Francisco first and foremost. If we take care of our games, it's not really going to matter what they do. In fact, we can clinch soon. We did lose this game. Do we win the last game of September? We're going to get a save in here and a player development report going into October. I feel confident that we're making the playoffs, folks. So I feel like we kind of locked that in. But what else is going to come with it? Ouch. Or how's it going to look? Are we going to get the... I don't know what I meant. What else is going to come with it? What the fuck does that mean? I meant, is it going to be the division is really what I meant. And it looks like it is. And it doesn't look like Minnesota's going to make the playoffs, y'all. Wow. I'm kind of stunned. You know, I really thought both of us were going to make the playoffs. I was saying that the division loser is going to get a consolation. And I lied. I mean, don't go 10-17 in September, question mark? That's probably a good start. Minnesota gagged, y'all. And I tell you what, you know, when we first played them in the first of those 2 series, I looked at the offense and I was just like, what? What am I looking at here? It's Buxton and a merry band of idiots. With all due respect to these players in real life. But in this universe, they're not scary or even all that good. You know, Daniel Vogelbach is their best hitter by WRC+. Pretty easily, in fact, 126. He's got a 392 OBP, which is good. Like, he has legit skills that are carrying him, but, you know, a real division-winning team, he should probably be like your 5th best guy during like a peak season, right? He's actually hit very well in this sim. He had a rough 23 and then 24 and 25. He's been damn good. I mean, he's got an 80i. That really helps. That's why he keeps getting jobs in real life too. But anyway, I'm not going to sit here and say I saw a meltdown coming for them. I'm just saying that their offense was always unimpressive to me. Did we lose that last game? No, we won 14-5. Let's see who went off. Torque, 2 for 5 with 5 ribbies. He hits 2 homers, 27 and 28. Watanabe hits 29. So does Riley Green. Ooh, we got a few games here. If Green, Watanabe, and Torque go off a little bit, we could have 3 30-homer hitters. That'd be pretty cool. So Adames is the only starter who didn't get a hit. And then amongst the remaining 8, Young and Meadows are the only 2 not to get multiple hits. Torque, Watanabe, Arelvis, and Dingler all get 2 hits, and then Bregman and Riley Green 3 hits apiece. So that's pretty exciting. It was just a steamroll. We just cooked them. And that's it, right? Oh, 4.5. How did we not clinch? Because if they win all 4 and we lose all 4, they tie. Oh, they have an extra game too. Okay. Let's sim from their end. Let's see what KC can do. Is KC going to help us at all? Did we get a development report? Or did we not get one for October? Webster Rios retires. He was 34 in AA, so I respect it. Oh, we did get a report here. Brant Herter's movement goes up. I like that. Enriquez's velocity goes up. That's nice. And so his overall jumps a little bit. Ashby's potential stuff comes down. Not the end of the world. They're saying he is who he is. 60, 60, 45. It's a damn good starter. Chase Young gets some more defense. Is that back-to-back months? It sure is. Let's go. But he's probably capped out now at 55 at second base. We'll take that. Baez goes down in contact. Huge surprise. Brendan White loses movement. Lang, Sawyer Gibson, Long, Faedo, Brendan Hannafy. Little small gains here. I'm just looking for something big. I'm not seeing it. Current contact for Kason Cunningham goes up. He is an A-ball, but he's not really doing anything. He's in a great mood about it, though, so it's fine. All right, so, you know, not a bad report. Nothing super scintillating, but not bad either. Oh, we put up 9 runs. Did anybody get their special homer? Bregman at 25. Okay, if he can hit 5 homers in the next series, he'll get to 30. That's all he's got to do. So we have 2 29s, a 28, and a 25. Again, Bregman's not going to get there. I was obviously 100% joking about that. But then the other 3 guys, like I said, they can definitely get to 30. Oh. And look who's back. Back in the bed again. All right, so let's get back to Minnesota. And like I said, we're going to watch from their angle here. So they lost to KC. That's helpful. I think that might be it, actually. But there's still these 4 games. I don't know. We'll check it in a second. Just to see what's what. They win that game. We clinched it. We're good. We're up 5. Okay. No need for the drama there. There is none as it is. 88 and 71 now for us with a couple games left. We got San Diego coming up. We're going to face Snell, Musgrove, and Thor. Okay. See how that goes coming off the off day. Coming off the off day is a clunky sentence structure there. We win the first game. Let's get 90 dubs. Let's get 90. Come on. 89-72. Need it now. Need this one to get 90. Come on now. Come on now, get the 90. What do you say? One time. Didn't get it. Cool. 89-73. Okay. First game was 5-2. Any magic homers? No. Then we lose 7-3. I hate when people say the smaller score first. Drives me nuts. Unless it's like somebody that knows nothing about sports, then it's kind of endearing. Oh, you're losing 4-8. But if you know sports and you say the lower score first, what are you doing? Cut it out. Oh, 15-10. We lose, but we get 10 runs. Torque hits 3 to get to 31. Watanabe hits his 30th, and Young hits his 25th. Okay, look, I'm getting a little excited for a loss because we made the playoffs. We're good. DeCosta gets his clock cleaned again. So does Herder and Coar. Yikes. But I like getting all those bombs there. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Keith is the NL batting champ. Okay. Can't get enough emails about this guy. I mean, I know why I'm getting them. You know what? I'm going to keep him on because I want to keep following him. It's a good story now. I mean, it's a fun little thing that is getting us. They took Aurelius off the team, right? Because I don't think he qualifies for it. Or he might, but okay, he can be on the team, but they're not defaulting to putting him on there, which makes sense. Nor should they, of course. All right. Okay, they did this shit last year. What the absolute hell is going on where they take Tariq Skubal off of the playoff roster? Fucking stop. That shit is so annoying. There is absolutely no universe that exists where that's gonna happen. Clowns. We'll just take our ace out. No big deal. No, that's cool. I just envision that's how they would talk if they're talking about taking our ace out. Oh yeah, no, we'll take them out. That's pretty cool. Oh, I was thinking maybe we wouldn't use Skubal. No offense to anybody who talks like that, but you probably make stupid decisions like that if you do. You know, like taking your ace out. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we don't know who we're playing, obviously. Actually, no, that's a bold-faced fucking lie because we're not a good team in terms of bye. Well, we're not one of the top 2 teams. We're a good team. I think are we the number 3 seed? Is that how that works? Yeah, we have to be by virtue of the fact that we didn't get a bye and we won the division. So we're the 3 seed. Okay, but Baltimore was better than us. They just happened to be a wild card. So I view us as more of a 4 seed. It doesn't matter. We don't have a bye. We're facing Toronto. And they were the team that's dreadful against lefties. So you can't even try to give the computer a break. And like, let's say Toronto was like a 7-15 win percentage against lefties. And you could be like, oh, well, maybe they were trying to consider that. Can't even give them that pass. None of it checks out. Taking the ace off the team for the playoffs. You guys disgust me. All right, we get 2 off days. We're going to need them. Let's sim those real quick. And then we'll wrap up this episode. This was a biggie heading into the playoffs. Let me know if you enjoy this structure or not. You know, it's only going to be for pennant chases like this type of deal. I wish my computer was a little bit faster. I don't really know what's up with this sim. It would go smoother if it was, but it's what we got right now. And I'm just curious if you guys like that format. Because if not, I can sim through the months a little bit quicker on my own and then kind of come back. You know, in this case, maybe I would have, if I'd have been simming offline, I'd have come like to the 12th, like, right? We would, or no. Honestly, I would have only simmed maybe the Seattle and New York series offline and then gotten to the Minnesota ones because I had to have those on stream, right? Or I say on stream, on video. You know, we gotta play those out together, quote unquote. So let me know what you think of those structures. I like to try out different things. But we'll set the playoff roster. We got Toronto. We'll review our team a little bit. You know, I do the full review at the very end of the season, but we'll take a quick overview of the team. We'll deep dive into Toronto, and we'll see what's up because, you know, I said we're a bad team earlier, which was tongue-in-cheek, but also the fact I'm trying to acknowledge that, like, we're okay. We basically lost a game off of last year. We were 90-72. This year we go 89-93, or 89-73. That's not a bad club. We've got a lot of talent, but we're not special. Like, I don't have expectations that are outsized. I want to do well, I think we can go on a run, but we're going into short series and shit can happen. So we're going to go out, we're going to do our best, and we're going to see what we can do against Toronto, and that'll be next episode. Thank you so much for watching. I so regret doing the little mouth click. What the fuck was that with a finger gun? Unsubscribe because I'm a clown.